Hello and welcome. In this video I'll be taking a look at how to navigate in the IndiaFoxTecho F-35 package. It's the same across the board for the Alpha, Bravo and Charlie, so this video will cover no matter what you're flying in. So as you can see, I've got a flight plan that goes from RAF Lakenheath to RAF Marham via Chatteris Airfield. This is the green route. There are two other ways of navigating, but I'll explain those more when we get into the cockpit. So let's get into the aircraft. Okay, so we're in the cockpit. The flight plan has been loaded into the computer and is shown by this green arrow here, hence the reason why I called it the green route. And it shows waypoint 1 at 3.7 nautical miles away at a bearing of 236. That's one way of navigating in the F-35. There are two others. Like I said, there's TACAN and there's VOR/ILS. Now TACAN is not TACAN in its purest form. As far as I'm aware, that system has not been implemented in Flight Sim as yet. I'm not sure if it actually will, as it's a tactical air navigation system. It may do at some point. Someone may bring in a third-party add-on for that. I don't know. But what I do know is that some companies have worked around this in their own way by transforming frequencies into a TACAN code and then sort of having a mock TACAN system to go by. One of the first ones that comes to mind is the Just Flight Hawk T1. Which, funnily enough, I'm borrowing the manual from that to do frequency conversions. And I've had some luck with some frequencies, but not all. I will include the pages at the end of the video, so if you want to go in and if you don't own Just Flight Hawk T1, you can screenshot those and experiment with them. But what I will go with is a neighbour to RAF Lakenheath, which is RAF Honington, and I know this one works because I've flown it already. So the frequency I'll be using is 111.90. Now if we look at the chart, that converts to 56x. Now to put in the code, we go into the navigation section, we go up here and click on to put our TACAN code in. For that, that's your Y and X band. If you want to change those, you do that before you put the number in. So this one is X and we want 056. Okay, so it's come as HT Honington. We don't have a cyan marker yet. We should do once we're up in the air. So yeah, that's TACAN in its simplest form at the moment. The next will be VOR/ILS. I'm going to use good old RAF Lakenheath localizer frequency. So 109.90. Okay, it didn't go in. 10990, and there we go. So now it shows that we have the frequency in the radio. We have the localizer and glide slope bars, and we do have a magenta arrow there. Once we come out of runway heading, that will change. So yeah, those are the three different types of navigation. We're going to fly a quick route. I will fly to Marham first via Chatteris, then from Marham to Honington on the TACAN, and then from Honington back to Lakenheath. That's if I don't get a crash to desktop. So let's open the taps. Put back on the stick. Gear up. Off the burner, and we are going to follow the green route. And as you can see, the cyan marker has come up for the TACAN for Honington, green arrow pointing behind me, which is in the right direction, thank God. So yep, head towards Chatteris airfield now. Let's get on the bearing. As you can see just there's our marker on the heading tape there, as well as the route marker there. Just follow that. And we're 13 nautical miles away. And as you can see, the VOR/ILS arrow has also changed direction. So we do have Lakenheath locked in, and we have Honington locked in, and now we have changed to Marham. So we're over Chatteris now. Get the marker back on the heading tape again. And there we go, there's the marker there. And also there's a little green marker at the top of there as well. So there's plenty of places for you to look if you are looking for information on which way you are supposed to be going. Okay, so we're less than 8 nautical miles away from Marham, which is just ahead of us here. It'd be great once a proper decent RAF Marham scenery is made instead of this one. Hopefully the scenery guys are working on that at the moment. Okay, once we get over the top of Marham, I'm going to head for the cyan marker for Honington. Okay, so we're going to ignore everything on green marker now, and everything cyan. So the difference between obviously the flight plan and the VOR and TACAN is that TACAN will be straight to, direct to. There'll be no deviations. It's from where you are exactly to the destination of that TACAN. And the same goes for the VOR ILS. Unless that is part of a flight plan, that can be integrated, so bear that in mind. But the TACAN is purely direct to. As you can see, I'm just putting the cyan arrow on the nose there. Unfortunately, we don't have a cyan marker anywhere, so we're just going to have to go via the bearing compass here. Hopefully it won't be too far away. Try to keep the flight fairly local so that the sim hasn't got to do too much, and hopefully no crash to desktop. I've had too many today, I don't want any more. So that's, I believe that's RAF Lakenheath there. So Honington will be behind these clouds here. Just once I hit Honington, I'll bear a left and then bring it in for a landing on the ILS at Lakenheath. And that will conclude my navigation video. And there's RAF Honington, just there. Okay. So, like I say, once I'm over the top of Honington, I'll bear a left and configure myself a landing. Start slowing down slightly now. I will say the auto trim on this aircraft at the moment isn't brilliant. It needs tweaking. It either wants to dive or climb. So hopefully that will be perfected in the update too. Okay, so over the top of Honington. And now we are doing everything magenta. But what we're not going to do is fly straight there, because we want to line up for the runway. The magenta arrow is just telling me which direction the runway is in, and this is telling me the glide slope and obviously the localizer. So we're going to look over for RAF Lakenheath, which is over there. I'm going to slow right down. Okay, so we just need to slow down a bit more. So we can get the gear down. Okay, gear down. Now, another thing to point out is that the ILS is slightly to the left of the runway at this version of RAF Lakenheath for some reason. Not sure why that's the case. As you can see, I'm virtually in line with the airfield, and I should be in. It should have the localizer line in the middle, but I don't. If I was, so you can see I'm starting to drift away from the runway there, and the marker still hasn't lined up. So that's another thing to bear in mind. Okay, so bring the speed down. It's down the glide slope. Just under the glide slope. Okay, that's a go around. So I'll do a quick visual. Mess that one up good and proper. Okay, so that was a quick short visual approach, but I got here on the VOR ILS marker and I'm back on the ground. So there you go. That's simple navigation in the IndiaFoxTecho F-35 package, and I hope that's helped you out. You've picked up something from that at least. Like I said, I will leave the pages of the manual from Just Flight at the end for the frequencies to TACAN, so you can experiment, but just to be warned that some of them just don't work, so you may run into some issues. If you got this far, thank you for watching, and as always, take care, and I will catch you in the next one.